Okay, so this video is all about building your personal brand and building your authority online, which is super important if you want to skyrocket your profits and make the most money from affiliate marketing. So when I say building a personal brand, I'm just talking like your personal persona online, but you need to start treating it more like a brand. And you need to start treating yourself almost like a business in a way, and that's building a brand, because that's how you're going to be making money online. So start to really think about how you can build your personal brand and make the most money from it. So that's what I'm going to be covering in this video, kind of the concept behind building a personal brand, and some things which you need to do to make sure you're being super effective with that. And then obviously throughout the course, when I'm talking about specific things like YouTube or Instagram, that will all tie back to this personal brand, but you kind of need to know the concept of it and how to set it up before we get into that. So what you need to do before you start trying to build a personal brand on social media and online is you need to lock in your niche. So this is why I've done the niche video earlier. You need to know which category you fall into, because you can't start putting content out onto social media where you can, but it won't be effective if you're not targeting it to a certain niche. So you need to make sure you've got that locked in first. And along with that, you need to make sure you've got your target audience locked in. So again, you need to know who you're targeting with your content. So more often than not, it will be people similar to you or similar to the person you was, say, a few months ago before you started learning what you're learning now. That's the kind of thing, but have a little think about that. And then you need to lock in your attractive character. So we've already spoken about like the niche and the audience previously. So I'm kind of going to focus on the attractive character just for now. And the attractive character is basically just something which Russell Brunson teaches. It's like a marketing term for you, your personal brand and your character, which you're going to be portraying online. So the attractive character, it's basically your personal brand, but because you're going to be online and you're going to be almost like a public figure and people are going to be seeing you, whether that's you sending them emails or whether you're going to be doing YouTube videos or Instagram, or even someone that they contact if they have got any questions or something like that, you kind of want to build a really good attractive character, because that helps people trust you. It helps them relate to you, which means they're going to be more inclined to purchase from you in the future, which is what we're all doing this for. It's about building trust and putting out content and value to eventually get people to trust you, so then they purchase with your affiliate links. That's ultimately what we're doing. So what you want to do is kind of like think of yourself as a character. And I know it's going to be based on real life. I'm not asking you to make anything up. You're not writing a story. This is about you and your character. And sometimes we might need to accentuate some of your characteristics online just to build up your character, which will make it more interesting and appeal to people like you. So when you're coming up with the attractive character, there's kind of 4 elements which you need to have a good character online. And that is, you need a good backstory. So obviously, as I said, I'm not telling you to make a story up, but think of your backstory. Like, where was you before you got into this? Or it might be where you are now. Like, you might be working a full-time job and you're hating your life and you want to break away from that because you want freedom. That's your backstory. So have a little think about your backstory. Parables, so this is another really important element, which is basically just stories. So when you're producing content, which again I'm going to cover in all of the different modules about YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, but when you're producing content, kind of need to give it away in tell stories along with that content. So rather than just sharing a link or sharing an image, you kind of want to tell a story with that. Kind of think how you can relate the products that you're going to be promoting to stories in your life or to things that have happened to you, and that again, that helps people relate to you, which obviously builds the trust. Character flaws, which is a really good one. So you need to obviously I see so many people doing this as well when they're building a personal brand. They just go, I'm the king, I'm the best at everything, I'm perfect, I'm driving a Lamborghini, and some people, that makes a lot of people switch off. You kind of need to again relate with your target audience by saying, well, I'm not perfect at this, or I wasn't an expert in this. I've not always been an expert in this. Actually, I failed the first 5 times of trying online business, but I eventually got it right. So you kind of need to talk about like your mistakes and your flaws, and like kind of again, so people can relate to you. And the next one is polarity. I think that's how you pronounce it. So that's kind of just, don't be boring. So again, this is, you kind of need to not be boring and try and be, obviously it depends on your actual personality, but try and stand out a bit more, and kind of maybe do things slightly different to other people, and you'll have a much higher chance of succeeding and being noticed online. Some people think I'm a little bit too over the top in some videos, which might be annoying to some people. But that's working well for me, because the people that it's not annoying to really like that, and that works. So kind of start to think about your brand as a character and have a look at these 4 elements. But then, so that's kind of the elements of a good, attractive character, which you need to start thinking about. And then the identity. So this is what Russell Brunson teaches, which I'm just sharing with you guys. But it's the identity. So you need to kind of identify with a certain type of character. So the 4 main characters which you could identify with is, you could be a leader, which is basically, if you're the leader, you've already made it and you're helping other people. So I'm kind of falling into that at the moment, because I'm creating this course. I've made my money with affiliate marketing and I'm showing other people. So that my character, which I'm probably relating to at the moment, is a leader. You might relate to that. So you might be a fitness expert now, but you want to get into affiliate marketing. So you could be the leader in the fitness niche because you know what you're talking about. You've already made it, but then you're going to start recommending products, affiliate products, to your audience to help them get to where you are. So that is you being a leader. That's a really good character if you've already made it. But there's still plenty of room to be an attractive character if you've not already made it, which is what the other ones are. So the next one is adventurer. So the adventurer is someone that's going to find out something. So this is kind of the thing which I'm also falling into, which I think a lot of people might fall into on here, which is you're on a journey to find something out. So my YouTube channel is Making a Millionaire. So when I started that out, I didn't have a clue about anything. And I set my goal to wanting to become a millionaire. And I was following my progress, but I was also finding different ways of making money along the way, and sharing them with my audience that were in a similar position. So I'm on an adventure. So I might not know it all at that moment in time, but I'm on an adventure and sharing it with my audience. So that's quite a good little character that you might want to go for, which means you don't know it all, but you're kind of figuring out, and you're going to do the legwork. The next one is reporter. So again, it's similar to the adventurer, but it's more about finding information and sharing it with your audience. So you could go and interview people and share it. You might go, I found this affiliate product, I want to share it with my audience. And you're kind of just reporting back to your audience. So you're not saying you're an expert in the field. You're not saying that you've tried everything, but you're kind of just reporting back to them. So again, if you're just starting out, you might fall into that category where you're kind of just finding information about affiliate marketing, making money online. It might even be fitness or whatever niche you decided to go into. You could set yourself the character is, I'm going to find this information out. I'm going to find it out. I'm going to report it back to my audience. And then the next character is the reluctant hero, which is basically someone that's made it, but they're kind of reluctant. They don't really want to be in the limelight, but they've kind of cracked it, so they're sharing their knowledge. And Russell Brunson, I think he falls into that category where he's like a little bit geeky and he's a little bit like, I've just discovered these ways of doing marketing and I am a hero, I'm helping you out, but I don't really want to be. So that's kind of the identity. So kind of think about the elements of your attractive character and the identity. And I know this sounds quite deep because you're like, I'm just doing affiliate marketing. But if you've got this kind of locked in, it really will help you when you're building your personal brand and sharing content later on. And if you kind of know all of this stuff, you're not going to kind of... you won't be unsure of what you can share on social media because you're just producing content that fits your character, that's targeting that certain audience. And when you look around now, you probably see like other people like Grant Cardone, Gary Vaynerchuk, or people in your niche or whatever, and you'll notice, oh, they've got that backstory. They lost all their money when they were 21. They tell me stories. They've got character flaws because they say this. Oh, Grant Cardone's quite... he's not boring, he's quite like polar. And then you can say, well, he's a leader. So you'll start to notice it a lot more. And most people that have got a personal brand will be using this kind of like framework, whether they know it or not. So yeah, definitely have a little brainstorm into that. So building your personal brand, the first thing that you need to make sure that you're doing So when you're producing content, you're putting stuff out there, whether that is in emails or YouTube or social media, or even when you're speaking to someone online, even though we're ultimately promoting other people's products, you need to make sure that you're providing immense value. And this is what I did when I started, and I'm still doing that now, is just give away as much information as you can for free, and just provide value. And Gary Vee talks about jab, jab, right hook, which is provide value, then you can you've gained their trust because you've provided them value, then you can kind of share a product or kind of sell to them a little bit. So that's kind of the best way to do it and build your personal brand. So the same with if you're doing email marketing, which we're going to touch on later. But you don't just want to be selling your links, promoting your link, promote. You want to provide value, maybe provide some more value, then go, oh, I've discovered this really cool product. And if your value that you've provided, if you're giving them good knowledge for free, they're going to trust you enough to sign up with your affiliate link in your fourth email or your fourth video or towards the end of your video or something like that. So always go into it with providing value, because there's so many people that do affiliate marketing, they just spam their link everywhere. They jump in a Facebook group, spam their link. They don't even, for one that I've seen as well is you go on YouTube. I post a video on YouTube providing value about a certain affiliate product, giving someone tips or something about how to grow their Instagram, and then sharing my affiliate link to a certain tool underneath. Someone else will just come along and just share their link to their tool underneath my video. Provide zero value. And who do you think is going to be making money in that situation? It's me. It's the one that's bothered to create the YouTube video, the one that's bothered to actually provide some free value and share the link. The one that's just wasting the time is the one that's just going straight in for the kill. So always have that attitude of providing value, and the money will kind of come later. But you might be thinking, well, how can I provide value? I'm just starting out. What can I share with my audience? Well, first and foremost, the fact you're taking part in this course, the fact you've invested in yourself, you are one step, you're probably 100 steps ahead more than most people. And this is all you need to do, is read one page ahead. So you just need to read one page ahead and you'll never run out of value to share. And what I mean by that is literally just learn and then share. So as long as you are reading one page ahead, so you're learning something before your target audience is, then you've got value to share to them. And that's really important. So you just need to make sure you're constantly learning stuff and then targeting it to your audience. So as I said earlier, there might be people right at the top creating YouTube videos about a certain type of product or a certain type of service or something like that, how they made loads of money with this, but your audience might not relate to them. So you personally could watch that video, learn how to do that thing, and then you might want to create your own video which is targeted towards your niche or your target audience of beginners or people who are overweight or whatever it is. And then your audience will relate to your video because you're providing the content, and then sign up with your link, if that makes sense. So again, that's what it is, just about learning, reading one page ahead and sharing, and you will never run out of content. And that's kind of it. So yeah, that's the one. And be consistent. So another thing, if you want a good personal brand, it's be consistent, because people are so fickle, they'll just forget about you. If you don't, I've done it before where I've not emailed my list for a little while, and then I email them about like a little while later, and then they're like, they don't say who's this, but they just report it as spam, or just like say stop emailing me. It's like, I've just provided you loads of value a month ago, why are you not bothered? It's because they've kind of forgotten about you by that point. So you need to kind of keep fresh in their mind. So keep posting content and providing value on social media. Try and do it daily. Try and put Instagram posts up daily. I mean, we're not all perfect at that. I sometimes don't. I go through stages where I'm putting loads out and then I slow down. But put as much content out as you can and be consistent. And the same with emails, and the same with YouTube videos, and everything that any place where you can put content out there. Try and be consistent and be fresh in people's minds. So yeah, that's really important for building a good personal brand. And the other really good point for building a personal brand is model others. So See what other people are doing, who's successful in your niche. See how they're building their personal brand. Sorry, I'm really thirsty. See how they're building their personal brand. Like me, I'm in the make money online niche. Most people probably will be. Is Gary Vee is like the king of personal brand. So he was doing daily vlogs. So then I started to do vlogs. I've kind of slowed down a bit now. But you can kind of see what's working. The content he puts out on Instagram is really working. So what you should do is find other people in your niche, whether you're in the fitness niche or the dog niche or the stay-at-home mums niche or whatever niche you've decided to go into. Find people that are already successful and just kind of like reverse engineer what they're doing. And you can almost like, don't copy their post exactly, but model it and kind of like take advice and take hints and see which of their posts is working best. And that's a real good way of building your personal brand. And then, so that's it. That's basically the concept of building a personal brand and kind of what I want you to start getting into now and treat yourself as this business. As I said, in the next videos, I'm going to start, obviously, when I'm talking about YouTube marketing and Instagram marketing, we're going to be touching on personal brand a lot more and kind of the actual technical side of getting an audience to come to your personal brand and getting an audience to come to your social media and how you monetize that. But for now, just want the concept of a personal brand. Start to think about what content you're putting out now on social media, and is that really helping to build your personal brand? And if it's not, think about tweaking it. But as I said, there'll be videos all about that later on in the course. For now, I want to set you a little task. As I said, just do this task and it'll just help it stay in your mind, and it'll like make it fresh and it shows you're an action taker. So we want you to write down on a piece of paper your target niche and your target audience. So who your target audience and target niche. You need to know this before you start putting the content out. It's really important. So write it down. And then write down your character identity. So are you the leader? Or you just go back through them steps and just see which one you are and write it down. And then write a little backstory, like whatever your backstory is. Why are you doing this? Like where have you come from? What stage are you at now? And that will really help you with your content that you're putting out later on. And then also, again, like I just said, find other people successful in your niche and just write down some names. So in the future, when you're going through the course, you want to go back through it, you can go back and like remind yourself, all right, this is the character I am. These are the people I identify with that I'm kind of want to model, and it'll just help you with producing content. So that's personal brand, and that's everything. Thank you.